Welcome back to another video. My name is Adam, and today we have some exciting news to talk about regarding Hyliion. It is one of my main investments. I'm going to show you my position just for full transparency. But Hyliion announced last Wednesday that their long-range version of the Hypertruck ERX targeting zero-emission vehicle credits, which basically subsidizes the cost of electric vehicles in accordance with the Environmental Act that's set out by California and different state governments. So they're basically designing this long-range version of the Hypertruck ERX, which is their fully electric version. We're going to talk about their hybrid version in a second. That basically allows them to sign up for vehicle credits. This is really big news for Hyliion and truck manufacturers that want to scale and transition into electric vehicles without paying the upfront cost of a fully electric vehicle like the Tesla Semi, which is actually being delayed by a lot of constraints, supply constraints, for example, that is a global shortage for chips, for example, and other materials. So this is really good news for Hyliion stock. And the stock didn't necessarily respond too much. It went up by about 3 to 4% before sort of falling back down, and we're up by about 4% over the week. I mean, still over the past month, it's not that good of a picture. We're down by close to 15%. Over the past 6 months, still down by 42%. And again, just for transparency, I have 60 shares in my main account. Cost basis was $27.52. So this definitely hurts. What's interesting to me is that my crypto investments are actually performing better than my stock investments. And this is just my Wealthsimple account. And if we go into my Wealthsimple account, you can see Hyliion is all the way down here. We're down by 7% in total in this position. And my cost basis was $10.46. And I have 29 shares. So I'll be looking to add more slowly, especially if Hyliion dips more and more. So that's just my position in Hyliion. Again, I know that I'm down quite a bit, but I think with these risky plays, I mean, this is a market cap that's, like 1.6 billion. This was a SPAC investment. Over the past year, it reached up to close to $55 a share. So a lot of people have lost a lot of money on Hyliion, and it seems like the trend is just continuing downwards and downwards and is not going to stop. But again, I believe in the long-term vision of Hyliion. It's still a pre-revenue company, so you can expect shares to be incredibly volatile. I thought I bought near the lows, but again, anything can happen, right? So if you stick with an investment, then you should have high conviction, and you should buy even more of the shares if it's at, when you bought it at $20, you should like it like 10 times more when it's at, $9, $8, $7. Especially if nothing in the business model has changed. And I think this is really good news because, again, now they're targeting customers to buy their Hypertruck ERX, and it gives them a little bit of an extra subsidy, which will make their trucking more profitable. And if you go and read down below here, so the long-range Hypertruck ERX will offer 75 miles of all-electric range and more than 1,000 miles of total range at product launch. Increased all-electric range will meet California's advanced clean truck rule regulations and enable the production vehicle to qualify for zero-emission vehicle sales credits. And this is the main reason why, for example, a company like Tesla is profitable right now through the sale of this carbon credits, right, through their vehicle tax credits. So the Hypertruck ERX enables fleets to potentially achieve net negative emissions while utilizing renewable natural gas to recharge the battery. So again, Hyliion in general is a leader in electrified powertrain solutions for Class 8 semi-trucks, and they today announced a long-range variant of the Hypertruck ERX, which will be the first version brought to market. So this is exciting news. When you're looking at the long-term vision of Hyliion, at least like 2 to 3 to 5 years out, it is really good and really exciting. All right. And I mean, this is just one of their many headlines that I think should receive more attention, but everyone's just sleeping on the stock. I think Wall Street is sleeping on the stock, especially because it's a pre-revenue company. They haven't really done much, and they're not marketing themselves like something like a Nikola, right? And I think markets just act strange. And they offer more than 1,000 miles of total range, which is really cool, enabling freight hauling capabilities that are comparable to diesel. The innovative electric powertrain system uses an onboard generator to continually recharge the battery pack while driving, eliminating the significant range and charging infrastructure challenges that battery-only electric trucks now face. Again, down the line, this might change as infrastructure, for example, the infrastructure bill by Biden comes into play where more charging stations will pop up. But as of right now, this is a very incredible and exciting solution. And it's plug-in capable, allowing fleets the operational flexibility to recharge with low-cost renewable electricity from the grid. So we agree that climate protection and air quality improvement can't wait. But for long-haul fleet operators whose success centers around reliable freight delivery, there is no room for error as they look for viable alternatives to diesel. That is why Hyliion is collaborating with major truck manufacturers to offer the long-range iteration of the Hypertruck ERX. And what he's talking about right now is a Hypertruck Council. So representing over 100,000 Class 8 commercial trucks globally, the Hypertruck Innovation Council will collaborate closely with Hyliion to provide key user insights in the development of the Hypertruck ERX, the company's electric powertrain for Class 8 commercial trucks that will provide superior performance, emission reductions, and lower operating costs. And these are big companies that the Innovation Council is partnering with. So Agility, American Natural Gas, Anheuser-Busch, I don't know how to totally pronounce it, Ryder, right? So these are big companies when it comes to Class 8 long-haul duty trucks. So that's really, really cool. And I'm just excited when they finally get to the revenue stage. And I think that's when Hyliion will receive a lot of the attention that they deserve. So again, I recommend you reading this article, and I'll link it down below in the description of the video. And I'd appreciate at this moment if you could give this video a thumbs up, as well as subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I have a lot of content like this, and I talk about my investments in general. So I definitely appreciate that. And you can also take a look at the totally free Discord down in the group chat, also in the description down below. And we have very good discussions going on. A lot of cool people in the group chat there that are very knowledgeable. So really, really cool. A Hypertruck ERX validation unit will be on display for the first time in Hyliion's booth at the Advanced Clean Transportation Expo on August 31st and September 1st at the Long Beach Convention Center. So that is really cool as well. I think that they're going to have their quarterly results are coming out on August 11th. They're being more and more into marketing and talking about their products to potential customers. So this is really cool. And I think that really good things will come as long as they deliver on time. So, I mean, looking right now, again, $1.7 billion company, upcoming earnings. Of course, when you look at the amount that they're losing, it was 19 million in 2018, 14 million in 2019, and recently they lost close to 40 million in 2020. Again, this is to be expected in a pre-revenue company. They're just sort of getting started. And when you look at the impact that they're going to have in 2020 year, so expected next year, they're starting to expect the average estimate to be 87 million in terms of revenue, which would represent a 5,700% increase in their revenue year over year. So that would be incredible. Again, that would push the stock price up. And if it actually does 87 million in revenue, and if they deliver what they think they're going to deliver, which is close to 1 to 4 billion in sales by 2025, I mean, right now the 1.6 billion market cap looks cheap. That's like less than 1 price to sales ratio when you look at the numbers right there, especially if they're just able to do, let's say, 2 billion in sales by 2025. That's a price to sales ratio of around 1, which is incredibly cheap for a company like this. The only thing is if they can deliver, and that's why I think a lot of the risk is factored in, and it's, looking at a forward price to sales ratio of less than 1, because it's not known whether or not they will deliver as they promise. So, let's see where the chips fall, but I believe in this company in the long run, okay? And that's why I'm comfortable with a 60% loss in my main account. And we can see the trajectory of Hyliion just absolutely getting destroyed on the chart here, going from above $20 all the way to below $10, their pre-SPAC price. This was a SPAC merger. And I mean, right now, it's just again, not looking very good. There's no interest in buying Hyliion stock whatsoever. And again, for the small to mid cap companies, I think that's where a lot of the deals are right now, and that's where I'm putting my money in, okay, because I think it will turn around relative to these big dog companies like Apple. You can get a lot of better deals, in my opinion, with these small caps. And yeah, so they have their Hypertruck ERX, which is the fully electric version, and then the hybrid electric, which is still, I believe, net negative emissions, and they have the diesel option and the compressed natural gas option. So for existing fleets right now. And again, we'll be looking towards the conference call on August 11th. Yeah, we'll see what happens then. So that's all for me today. Thank you so much for enjoying this video. Please share it widely as you feel. Again, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Leave a comment down below what you think of Hyliion as well as your position in Hyliion, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But yeah, until next time, take care, peace, love you all, and see you.